This is Eureka, Arcata's ugly sister across the bay. And when I was in college, it did reek from the paper mill spewing dioxin into the air. In old timber town, well past the booming days of logging giant redwoods, and well into the bust of decaying docks, old warehouses, and obsolete machinery. The remnants of railroads are everywhere, the first in the state, which carried the redwoods south to build the Bay Area. This is no hippie town, it's a redneck town, where people walk their dogs from their trucks. But amidst the industrial carnage, there's a strange beauty here where graffiti art meets Victorian mansion, where the water soothes the rough edges of industry and captures a glowing sunset. People love to say, I hate Eureka. But Eureka's been cleaning up in a lot of ways, including restoring some of the wetlands here. And lately I've been seeing a new sticker around town. Not, I love Eureka, but I like Eureka. And that seems fitting. Eureka's also restored some of the waterfront with new biking and walking paths, public marinas, new buildings and a recreation center, and plenty of nice public parking. I take a lot of photographs out here, which I put in my photo collections on Patreon, like this one. There are, in fact, many beautiful parts of Eureka and lots of pretty Victorians everywhere. But the granddaddy of them all is the Carson Mansion. This structure is so overly detailed and complex in design as to be a bit too much. This is the historic district of Eureka. Beautiful and largely restored. Such details. Walking through here, you'll find cute shops, cafes, and art, vintage bookstores, and small breweries. This place is so inspiring, artistically speaking. I just had to show you. In fact, I wanted to do a whole video just on Eureka because there's so much to show. But this video is actually about my new sewing studio. And this is my new neighborhood. I have a studio in historic Eureka. Here it is. So this is our front room and retail space. The two gals that run this place sew up front so they can help customers at the same time. And all of these items you see here are for sale in the front. And I too will be able to put out a little basket of hats or perhaps a rack of t-shirt dresses. It's a fun little opportunity. But the main part of this space is a series of workshops. There are several in here with various different artists, which I'll show you coming up here. But it's just such a really nice space to be able to work in a space dedicated to creating art, dedicated to sewing specifically. Here's the little changing room. Adorable. We have washing machine and dye room. All of the little doors you see there are each little studios. And then this is the main back room, which is a space that I believe the two owners work in this space when they're not working up front. But it can also be used by any of us artists for bigger projects to be able to spread out and the like. So they have a lot of different things going on in this room, as you can see, with different fabrics laid out and projects and threads and machines. I'm hoping to learn to work some of those machines. Now here in the back, we come to a row of little shops. And when I called the lady, there were no spaces available, but she said, just come by anyway. Maybe we can find a spot for you. This one's got a weaver in it. Pretty cool. It's a beautiful big building with a lot of light and space. Another little studio here. But they didn't have one for me. So my space is not set up yet, but it's going to be right back here in this corner. Now I know it doesn't look like much now, and they still have yet to move everything out of the way, but when I set up this space, It's going to be amazing. Totally adequate for my needs. I'll be using that little table there and the big desk in the front I'm going to use to separate the space. There'll be tapestries. There'll be crystals. I'm so excited. Doesn't it look beautiful? So yeah, and then as soon as one of the regular spaces opens up, I'm first on the list. Quite a gem I've found here. I'm so happy to be able to work in this big, beautiful building with these other artists. Amazing. I got this place for $200 a month. That's it. No deposit, no security, no credit check, no rental history, no references, nothing. $200 a month. Plus 4 hours a month of helping with whatever. And when I told her that I like to clean, she was like, oh, what a great arrangement. And it's month to month, 30 days notice. So Bambi is not allowed in the sewing studio. I almost didn't take the place because of that. Then I realized for $200 a month, I can go in there for an hour or two. I could go in there for a total of 8 hours a month and pay for the entire space. I decided to take it even though Bambi couldn't come because I've lost so many opportunities because I wasn't allowed to have a dog, and I just couldn't turn this one down. It's too good. Here I am in the historic district of Eureka in an inexpensive place with excellent terms with other seamstresses and fiber artists. And this is a dream come true. So I thought, well, we're just going to have to make it work. I'm going to park nearby in the shade. I'm going to also try and hire a dog walker to take her out. Say there's a day that I wanted to do more than a couple of hours. And I'm even looking into pet sitting. So whatever way I need to make this work, we're going to make sure Bambi's okay, but she is going to have to wait in the van for me to do these short sewing stints. The thing is, we're doing that anyway. I'm asking her to wait in the van, but I'm working on something in the van, so this will just be that I'm a block over working in my sewing studio. The other thing is, Bambi and I are together 24/7 in the van. I mean, we go out a lot, obviously, but we live and work in the van. And it's, as I explained in my last video, it's overwhelming, completely overwhelming. So in a way, for me to be able to go and be away from my dog for a little bit, and my dog to learn that sometimes I need to go somewhere and that she needs to wait patiently in the van, this is going to be a good lesson for her. And I did not tell them that I live in a van. I just didn't want that to cause a problem for me with this wonderful opportunity. But they seem very, lenient, hip. It's Humboldt County. I'm not that worried about it. They will eventually realize that I'm living in a van, or I will eventually tell them. I also didn't want them to worry, and I don't want you to worry about my dog being in the van. I'm really going to make it work, and I'm not going to leave her for a long time in the van. And I'm guessing at some point, since my studio is in the back of the building, as we get to know each other and we see that it's all working out, that I might in fact be able to bring Bambi into the back during non-open hours, depending on the other renters. So at some point I might be able to actually bring Bambi in there. The other amazing thing about having the studio is that I've been feeling super cluttered in the van. I'm going to be able to take some of the stuff that I'm hauling all around, not working with, what is the point, and put it in the sewing studio. And when I put all that stuff in there, the van's going to be a lot more open. This is really going to help both Bambi and I live in the van comfortably. So, I'm so excited about that. I'm also an eBay seller. I have multiple things in the van that I bought to sell on eBay, and they're just sitting in here taking up space. So one of the things I'm super excited about is I'm going to be able to bring in my eBay things into my little studio and use that as a space and do photography of the eBay items to sell. So, and get those going. And also with the extra space, I can buy more things to resell. So I can really get more into my eBay thing, which otherwise without the studio, I wouldn't have any space in here to put all of those things that I want to sell. It's like having a storage unit as well as a sewing studio. I mean, I'm not going to put all my crap in there, but everything I'm working on for my business in terms of sewing as well as eBay will be able to go in my sewing studio. Oh my God. I feel like the luckiest girl in the world. It's just a matter of determination, perseverance, and calling in from the universe what you want and what you need, and sort of almost not even asking for it, just being like, this is what I want. Oh, I'd love to sew. Wouldn't it be great to sew? I imagine myself sewing. Oh my God, there's so many beautiful things I want to sew. And then going into the thrift store and getting items to sew. Like, this is happening. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare as if this is happening. It's like all of that. And it's just going to help us so much. I'm so grateful. I cannot tell you how excited I am. So that's the update on the sewing studio. Is my van life over? Are we just going to be in this one spot now? No, because my sewing studio is so inexpensive. Bambi and I are going to take the opportunity to work a bit and then take a trip somewhere, maybe to Mount Shasta. Work a bit, take a trip over to Avenue of the Giants. We might even go down to the big city in San Francisco. Who knows? Keep watching, and I hope you enjoy it. Put your comments below. Have a great day. We hit the road. I figured since we're going to be working in Eureka, we might as well take a trip now. And what a pretty road it is. I could literally just drive back and forth on this road and go nowhere in particular and be happy. So where are we going? Well, you'll just have to wait for my next video, because I don't even know where we're going. And that is the beauty of van life.